European champion. This is Bunyamin Cesar. Generally stronger in the snatch phase, but vulnerable in the clean and jerk. He's the reigning European champion. Representing Colombia, Diego Salazar, the Olympic silver medalist from Beijing. Two Turks in the competition, and here's the second one, Khurshid Atak, 20 years of age. He's the younger of the two Turks. He was the European bronze medalist, but his strength comes in the clean and jerk. And now to the man from Indonesia, Eko Yuli Irawan, Universiade champion. This is a real contender. Watch out for him tonight. Next, the second man from Colombia. This is Oscar Figueroa, fourth in last year's World Championships in the country of Turkey, of course, Antalya. Next up, it's the Asian Games champion from last season. This is Zhang Ji, 24 years of age, and he's posted a total of 320, which makes him the man, at least on paper, who's favorite to take the overall gold. Representing Korea, this is Yi Hun Min, fifth in the World Championships last year in Antalya. And a man who, at 27 years of age, interesting to see whether he can improve. Here's the world champion from the People's Republic of Korea, 23 years of age, Kim Un-guk. And the next man, this is Cha Kum Choi, also from the People's Republic of Korea, and he was the bronze medalist last year when he was in the 56 kilo category, moving up now. And finally, completing the field from Turkmenistan, the man who finished 7th in the World Championships in Antalya, and this is Urmobek Bazabayev. So a really interesting field, as I said, from the lowest total posted, that's 300 kilos, up to the heaviest, that's Zhang Ji with 320, well, just 20 kilos. So that's pretty tight, Randy.
Absolutely. I think we're going to have a dogfight all the way down to the finish line in this. Could even maybe see someone like Zhang Ji sniffing around the world record level in the clean and jerk.
Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? Now, these are some of the past winners that you can see here, going back to 1998 when Leonidas Sabonis won it with 320. So the first man out onto the stage, 127 kilos on the bar, Diego Salazar. And Diego Salazar, the first attempt at 127 kilos to get us underway in this 62 kilo championship of the world. Well, you always expect the first one to be pretty straightforward, and that was the way it should be, Randy.
Yeah, it's the hope. You know, we've seen a lot of missed lifts so far, particularly in the snatch, I would say. And we'd like to see that trend reversed here. Snatch, pull the bar up, get your body under. It sounds simple. Actually, it's fairly tight, you know, as far as margin of error, what you need to do. You got to balance. You have to be fast. You have to be strong. He had a successful lift. He's on the board.
Salazar, the silver medalist from 2008. And here is Khurshid Atak, the first of the two Turks. And this is not necessarily his forte, but I'm not going to criticize him down because he's only 20 and improving, and there's not much between these two Turkish competitors tonight. Good explosive move there from Khurshid, and opening up on 127, and that's just a kilo below what he produced in the Europeans this year, so he's tuned up here. Yeah, you inspired him, David. Your words, I mean, he's decided to rise to the challenge. Notice the feet coming way off the platform as he's pulling, not something you coach for. Seems to just happen naturally for some lifters. Well, I'm not sure that in fact, I didn't just inspire him, but I tell you who might have given him an adrenaline boost, and that's Eileen Dazdelin, who took that overall silver just a little earlier today in the women's 53. That has given a real turbo boost to the Turkish team. Smoking hot performance by Eileen. You know, a lot of people might have written her off at this stage in her career, and boy, she must have made some believers out of the fans here tonight, huh? Well, I just saw after the competition finished, went backstage, saw Dr. Hasan Akush, the president of the Turkish Federation, and he was beside himself. 6 great lifts, a personal best, a European record. Couldn't ask for more. Terrific. And she was absolutely joyful with what she produced. You know, that'll go. If she's had a better day in her career, well, there can't have been too many better days than that.
No, not with all those personal bests. And, you know, if she can stay in that path, who knows what she could do in London next year.
Opening weights here. Well, you've just seen Attack open on 127. Cesar, his teammates, posted 133 as his opener, but Zhang Ji of China, 140. Also Kim Un-guk from the People's Republic of Korea, the defending champion, 140. So on paper, those are the two headliners who are going to try and get away from the field in the first part of the competition. So Salazar now. This is an increase of 4 kilos. Quite interesting with Salazar, actually, Randy, because, you know, in the Olympic Games, he totaled up 305. He did a 138 snatch, a 167 clean and jerk. And, you know, what he's aiming at today, because he put in a total of 300, suggesting that, you know, he's not far from that. And if you're on your way to the London Olympics, maybe be interested to see how close he gets to that 300, or maybe if he gets a couple of kilos more, because that'll give us an idea of how close he could be to his target. Right.
You know, and in fact, he would probably hope that this is a stepping stone toward an even higher total.
Yeah.
But he can't get ahead of himself. It's a little bit of a game of make haste slowly. You've got to pace yourself. London's still quite a ways off. Some of the lifters who are expecting the best results there aren't even here tonight because they're injured. Matej Steiner would be an example.
Yeah, a really disappointing and a tendon that was operated on just recently, but, you know, minimum 3 months before he gets going on anything.
Yeah.
Very, very small chance of making London. Now, Yi Hun Min representing Korea, 132 kilos on the bar for his opener. By the way, we're already past all those in the B group. I'll bring you up to date with that in a minute. So another good start there, as you would expect. Yeah, in the Indonesia's Hasbi Mohammed earlier in the day snatched 125 kilos. Jesus Lopez from Venezuela, he did that as well, but better than all of those, Daniyan Smailov of Turkmenistan actually did 127. And for those of you who are maybe not familiar how this sport works itself out, it's almost unique. Well, I think it is in Olympic Games because it's the only sport where you don't actually qualify for the final by virtue of actually effort. Because what happens is you don't, like track and field or rowing or canoeing, start in the heats, go through to the quarters, the semis, and then to the final. Here, what happens is, based on your condition, performance, and preparation, you and your coach decide what your entry total is, and then the powers that be in the International Weightlifting Federation draw everybody into the A, B, and C groups. And basically, if you're in the top 10 or the top 12, you're likely to be in that medal final shake-up. It's not to say that somebody from the B group can't get a medal, but it's an interesting version and a unique method.
Boy, this guy really flies under the bar. You know, one little footnote on that total they put in, it has to be predicated on reality or they suffer. If the lifter doesn't, if they don't put in numbers that are within 20 kilos of what they actually lift here, the total's not going to count. And where that total usually comes from is a recent performance at a major competition. Yeah, so it's not a number they draw out of a hat, and I don't want people to.
It's a fail-safe. The 20-kilo rule is a fail-safe. It's 15 kilos for women. But it was instituted a few years back because there were coaches who were, quite frankly, just trying to push their lifters into the limelight of television who really shouldn't have been there. And to stop that game happening, they did that. But it still doesn't actually stop another sort of game, which is a coach putting someone into a B group to give them a little bit of protection, some would say hiding, and then they produce a heck of a good result, which actually starts to move them up and threaten the best in the A final rankings.
Right, we call it sports coughing.
Yes, indeed. So, Cha Kum Choi. There are two Koreans in this. This is the man who finished third last year in the World Championships in 56 kilos and is moving up. But you're looking at Turkey now. And you're looking at Cesar and Choi now on the stage.
11 seconds, 10. Well, you know, there's a case where he came out a little too late. He was almost sprinting for the platform. Clock was down, I think, maybe 6 seconds when he to start that, and he flew to get over the bar. Really too bad. That was a communication breakdown. Really is what caused that. They should have known better in the back in the warm-up room what was going on time-wise out here.
And now straight onto the stage now. This is the second of the Turks. As you watch this replay, I can tell you that here he is. This is Hurşit Ataş for Turkey. Both of the Turks actually based out of Ankara, the Turkish capital. And as the little graphic says there, 133, lift this up, and he takes an early lead in the competition. One of the heavier boys, weighed in at 61.93 a couple of hours ago.
Well, you saw him try to save that fighting, you know, leaning back, and finally just could not stay on his heels anymore. Got rocked over backwards, trying to save the slows. Watch, you swing the bar a little bit there, which is going to make it go behind. Trying to move the hips back to save it. It's going to rock back on the heels. You might see it in slow motion, and there it goes. This is left.
So not an auspicious chance, and sorry, not an auspicious start, I should say, and not an auspicious start either for Cha Kum Choi. He's going to have to come out rapid fire for 133 while the loaders are cleaning up the bar.
Yeah, you've only got 3 attempts. You really hate to squander one on really just a miscalculation, like keeping track of the time. You know, if the bar's weight's too heavy, that's a different thing.
And this, of course, is the man who has moved up weight category since last season, from 56 to today's 62. Well, it shows you what should have been done first time around, and he takes the early lead there with a 133.
Get a good sense on that shot of that second pull.
Out onto the stage, Diego Salazar for his third attempt. And Salazar has gone 127, 131, now putting an extra couple of kilos on, 133. And I think the stepping stone to London 2012 is so evident in what he's doing on the stage.
You know, I was going to say he is concentrating and concentrating. I mean, it's unusual for someone to be over the bar really long. And what can happen lots of times is you're trying to block mental stuff in a way, or just shut your mind down. You don't want the little monkey chattering, okay? And he basically choked in that. His mind shut down, and he did a pull, or as a friend of mine, Jim Schmidt, would say he got sports mixed up. He started in powerlifting and basically did a deadlift with it instead of a snatch.
Yeah.
But that was a psychological breakdown.
Yeah, that's the light switch going off in the head.
Exactly, yeah.
And, but 131, that is better than what he did last year in Antalya. And now Bazarbayev of Turkmenistan to open up on 134. This man's had a little bit of a roller coaster career. It's a while since we've seen him really produce a good series.
Well, I don't know. He's not going to appreciate hearing that right before another miss, David. But you called it. Up and down, no left.
3
left
years
out front.
3 years since he was doing sort of like 136. In the World Championships in Goyang, he managed 138, which is a decent effort in the snatch. but then blew out on the clean and jerk. And that's what I mean. He just hasn't been putting the whole thing together.
Those are great shots to illustrate how small that pocket is, how precise it is in terms of where the bar can be for a successful lift. You could see the bar was a little forward, popped back out, dropped, could not hold it. Everything needs to be in alignment so that the bar will stay aloft.
Early days, but just a reminder of what the world records are. The snatch world record belongs to Shi Jiang of China, 153 kilos, set in Izmir back in 2002, the same year that Li Maoshang of China at the Asian Games in Busan set the clean and jerk of 182. And Zhang Ji, the man who's in tonight's competition, he has the total world record of 326, which he set in Kanazawa in Japan in 2008, which I think was the Asian Championships.
It was. I was there, saw it, and he could put some heat on the clean and jerk record, possibly.
So, Bazabayev now for Turkmenistan in big trouble.
So what was it that you said about this lifter about 3 minutes ago, David? It's been a while since he's had a good performance.
And that's the problem. You know, it's not that he hasn't been lifting regularly. He was 6th in the Asian Games last year, 7th in the World Championships last year, no total in Goyang. But it's you know, the whole package has not come together. When that happens, of course, confidence levels are low, and you need to get a good sequence in to just get yourself back there, which means getting the first one in.
Yep.
Well, this man's got the first one. He needs the second one. He's gone up a kilo from the failure at 133. Needs to hold this together. 2-1 against. I had a feeling about that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, you know, he made his opener, missed his second attempt. They went up. People would say it was gutsy. People would say it was stupid. They're more likely to say the latter when he missed it. But that was pretty close. And he's going, hey, what'd they turn me down for? Seems like a good lift. See, the arms can't unlock. You can't have what's called press out. The bar has to be lifted in a way that the arms go to full extension and stay there. His left arm, I don't know if it looks fully extended, might be an anatomical thing, but if it's not anatomical, no lift.
Yeah, he's sort of new as well.
Yeah, sometimes you have to bluff it. Go, well, you know, look good to me, make sure the referees kind of believe you. But in fact, if you've got an anatomical condition that prevents you from locking your arm out, you have to show it to the referees beforehand or expect to be turned down if the arms do not go fully straight when you lift.
So here is this season's Universiade champion, won the title in Shenzhen, did a 140, a 170 for a 310, which is a decent total. But again, Irawan, this is Eko Yuli Irawan representing Indonesia. And he would certainly be looking for a place on the overall podium tonight. Opening up on 135, and that's 5 kilos up on what he posted, so warm-up has presumably gone rather well.
Nice lift. There's a little adjustment in the bottom position. Maybe we can see in slow motion he's going to move his hips from the right to the left to, I think it is, to keep his body under the bar. Let's watch this. Can't see it so clearly from overhead. From the front, if we get a replay from that angle, you'll be able to see it better. Nice adjustment, though. Watch the hips. There you go. Really low, too. Nice lift.
Oscar Figueroa, no stranger to world-class lifting at its very best, but he's on a mission. The Olympic Games was a nightmare. 3 attempts at the snatch at 128 kilos, didn't get any of them, no total.
Yeah, in the Olympics, you can't continue to lift in the clean and jerk. It's only medals for the total, no snatch, no total.
That said, 139 in the World Championships last year, finished in, 2 years ago in Goyang, finished 4th.
Whoa, no doubt about that one. I'd say put some weight on the bar. Nice lift.
Yeah, Figueroa has posted a total of 310. That's only 10 kilos down on the Chinese lifter. It is very nip and tuck in there. And the coaches are going to have to be really alert here to the chest game that will develop.
Yeah, this is a situation, I think, tonight in this class where a lift that's made or lost by just a blink or an eyelash is going to make all the difference in the final outcome. Crowd getting behind him. We've seen this both nights so far. It's great. He needs this lift, and they're showing support.
Makes it, keeps his challenge alive. If he doesn't, then he still can go for clean and jerk honors, but it's not a great feeling. It's not a great place to be. That is so much better. Now, why didn't he do the first time? You know what was there? Aggression and attack.
Yeah, he really sank the pot. You know, you picked a great word, challenge, because that's really what he was facing here, and he met it. Just flashes under that bar.
And you say to yourself, well, why didn't he do that first time round? Terrific. Well, he's kept his chance alive. He can go for a total.
Yep.
And of course, with that successful lift, he goes into first place. And now Yi Hun Min. Yi Hun being close to medals in the last season or so. Well, he wasn't close to that.
Yeah, we'll see him kind of get squeezed out the back in the bottom position. Gets the bar up, can't lock it out, gets blown out the back.
Just to reiterate, there are two men who haven't started yet their challenge. One of them is Zhang Ji of China, the world record holder for the total in this 62-kilo class. The other one is the defending world champion, Kim Un-guk. We're expecting to see them at 140. And those are the first attempt kilos that they posted earlier on. So nobody else wants 136, which means 90 seconds left for Yi Hun Min to come out and do a bit of a repair job if he can. And it's absolutely crucial to stay close to the action. Randy, I mean, this could turn into a two-horse race for gold and silver, but bronze could be wide open. So absolutely vital that these young men actually deliver. Yeah. Again, it's another 6 out of 6 opportunity sort of thing.
Right, and I think the medals will probably be determined on probably the final clean and jerk for each medal. Should be very exciting. Already is. We're off to a good start.
Now, oh so different. He's done this 1,000 times in the training hall, but it's always different when you come out under the lights on the competition stage.
Whoa, he is really low on that. Let's watch this bottom position. He really gets under this bar.
And suddenly from 6th place, puts himself up into 1st place.
Now watch this from the side. Watch his hips. Watch how low he is to the platform. Look at that. Has to move backwards. He's moving the hips backward to keep the bar overhead so that it doesn't come crashing down.
And the bar going to 138 kilos now for Irawan of Indonesia.
Still more changes to come.
So this will be a 3-kilo increase, and again this would take him into the lead with still another attempt to come.
138.
But the bar in fact going to 138 for the second attempt of the Colombian Oscar Figueroa. Figueroa 135, so again a 3-kilo increase here. Weighed in at 61.91. So Irawan's 61.98. He's right at the heavy end. And the defending world champion, actually, Kim Un-guk, a 61.87. So body weight could yet play a part in this. So Figueroa. a very good 1:35. Can we have an excellent 1:38? Super quick, really underneath it, and you can see he's on fire here. That's very good stuff from Oscar. He's just a kilo short of what he did a couple of years in Korea, so this is promising. So Oscar Figueroa up into first place. Yi Hun down to second. Baza Bayev of Turkmenistan drops into third place at the moment, and now Cha Kum Choi. 1:33, second attempt successful, 5 kilo increase here. 61:34, lighter weight, makes this, goes first. Looks pretty good. 3 white lights coming his way. Indeed they are. And that's a good lift. So after a rather unsettling opening when he was short of time coming out for that first attempt, 1:38 made, but might yet rue the day that he really, with his coaching team, mucked up the first attempt. It arguably wasn't down to him. They didn't get him on stage with sufficient seconds to settle, prepare, focus, and perform. This is Irawan, 1:39 now, second attempt. And again, this by a kilo to go into first place. Asian Games bronze medalist last year with a 1:41 snatch contribution. Well, that is a setback. He's got one more attempt, and we're on the verge of seeing Zhang Ji and Kim Un-guk, so they're due to come out on 1:40s. So he's going to follow himself and has a minute left.
Dihabisin 1:39 kan? Iya, tetap. Tetap, Pak. 2 menit kan? 2 menit. 2 menit, ya?
Well, it's a good repair job there by Irawan. 3 white lights, 1:39, and goes into first place. But of course, it just limits. That extra attempt would have been so valuable to try and get up there with both the Chinese lifter and also, of course, the People's Republic of Korea.
Zhang Jie from China.
So the bar going to 140 kilos for Zhang Ji, this season's Asian champion. And he won that title with 1:47, clean and jerk of 1:70 and 3:17, but also lifted 1:46 in the nationals in China for a total of 3:24. So a real contender. Chinese who've had a setback this afternoon in the women's 53 kilos. So looking here for a boost in the men's division of the 62 kilo championship. 140. So straight into the lead and on plan. Now, Zhang, who weighed in at 61.90, the defending world champion Kim Un-guk at 61.87, and he's on stage now. 140, so by lighter body weight, he makes this. He goes ahead of his Chinese rival. Very solid, excellent opener there. The lighter and the younger by a year than Zhang Ji. Really swaggers off. Have a look at the speed here. Precision is terrific, drives up. And as you would expect, really good opener and showing that he really has fire in his belly as well. Now, Bunyamin Cesar, who's been quiet, he came in for a conservative 133 and has now gone straight to 140, a 7-kilo increase for the European champion, won the title in Kazan last April. Under 23 European champion last season. ...15 seconds. Really good drive up there as well. And you can see how many of these men really have hunger and desire tonight. Excellent lifting. Now, he weighed in at 61.99. So of the three men at the moment contending around this 140 mark, he is the heaviest of the lot. So that could only put him into 3rd place at the moment in the snatch phase. Now here comes Mr. Figueroa. Oscar Figueroa. Now he's going for 140 as well. Now he is a little bit lighter than Cesar. Cesar was 61.99, 61.91 for Figueroa. So were he to do this, he would bump Cesar out of the bronze medal position which he's in at the moment. So this is to put him into bronze from 6th place where he is at the moment. 2-kilo increase. Come on, couple of steps forward, feet in line. And this is a really good fight. Now, not satisfied was the central referee here. That's Zygmunt Wielogowski from Poland. Now, it's really difficult to see from that angle. From that top angle, you can't really see the press out. You need it from the front angle, really. And even then, I can't really make the judgment. But 2-1, white lights, he gets the lift. So Salazar, or Figueroa I should say, gets his 140, goes 3rd and pushes Cesar a little bit further now. Cesar's got to come out as the heavier man. It's gone to 141 kilos. And 145, the next list posted by Zhang and Kim of China and the People's Republic of Korea. So Cesar's got to come out and try and take this. The jury have reversed Figueroa's lift, and they have turned it from being, well, you're not looking at the jury, you're looking at the secretariat there, but it means that Figueroa drops back to 138 and Cesar is secure in the bronze medal position, whatever. So the 141, every extra kilo he can lift keeps him a little closer to the action. He's got 3/4 of a minute. Now, this is the lift that was disallowed. And yeah, you can see the press out. The central referee, according to the jury, got it right. And as they have the right to overrule, they've done just that. Now, Cesar, 141. Doesn't sound much, this extra kilo, but all important. This is his stronger suit, the snatch phase, rather than the clean and jerk. Fights for it. Well, all credit to him, but 141, maybe Eileen Dazdelin has put some fire into the Turkish lifters tonight as well with her performance, and 141 secures or re-emphasizes his third place. And we're down to two men. It's a head-to-head duel, as the paper suggested, in the first half of this 62 kilo championship, 136.5 pounds or 9 3/4 stone. And that's very good. That's 3 out of 3. So is he going to do a Dazdelin? Can he possibly do that? I think that's a tall order with the clean and jerk, but he's done well. Bunyamin, that's a kilo more than he did in the Europeans. And now 2 attempts for Zhang, 2 attempts for Kim. Zhang to throw the first gauntlet down, 145. This is a man who can do 146, he can do 147. Proven in this territory. Kim, also proven, won the world title last year with a 147 contribution to his total of 320. China first. Stands up, gets the lift on 145. Remember, he's slightly heavier than Kim. So Kim will almost certainly come out here. Steadies in that low position, drives up and completes the examination there. And now Kim, who will take the same weight, and if Kim gets it, then he goes ahead by virtue of that lighter body weight, and then they'll still have 1 attempt each. Potentially great climax. Game on. Asked and answered. So now the chess game. 146, just a kilo, which is the sort of standard procedure here, but we're not going to go here. Who has it? Were you more convinced by Zhang, or did Kim send the stronger message, I wonder? Just looking at this, 147 for Zhang at the moment. So what's... Yeah, Kim is going to respond as well. He's going up. So the bar goes to 147 for Zhang, and this is on the weight that he won the Asian Championships with. He won the Asian Championships before in 2008, and he lifted 147. So Zhang Ji. Remember, Zhang lifts 147, but if Kim comes out on the same weight and lifts it, then body weight will give him the snatch medal. But Zhang to play his last card in the first half of this competition. Just coming down to 10 seconds. And that means that failure. It means that the world champion Kim Un-guk has won the snatch gold medal because he had 145, the same as Zhang, on his second attempt and by lighter body weight, and now has the opportunity to sneak ahead of the man from China. So the world champion versus the Asian champion, and Kim Un-guk deciding to try and really turn the screw a little bit here. The bar going to 150 kilos. And of course, this will give him a 5 kilo advantage plus body weight. And there's only 2 kilos between them on their proposed opening titles on the clean and jerk, but it is actually, when I look at Zhang Ji, actually, there's a difference of 7 kilos. So this is what is in Kim's mind, to give himself a bit of a cushion to be close enough to attack Zhang in the clean and jerk. Five kilo advantage. Thank you very much. Stand still, feet together. 3 white lights, and the man from the People's Republic of Korea completes the first half of the competition in splendid style. 3 out of 3. Only 2 men have done that. Bunyamin Cesar, who ends up with the bronze medal. Zhang Ji ends up with the silver medal in the snatch phase, and Kim Un-guk of the People's Republic of Korea has gold, but more importantly has that 5 kilo advantage and body weight over Zhang, and actually a 9 kilo advantage and body weight over Cesar. So the world champion is well on his way to defending his title, but the clean and jerk, that is going to decide this championship. Can Zhang make up the deficit and deny this man, or will Kim, has he done enough here to hold off the opposition? So 150, you can see there, 3 out of 3, 145 for Zhang. Cesar gets the bronze medal. Irawan, 139, that's a long way off as well. But bronze medal, there's plenty in there who could have a chance of that. Even Cha, 138. Also on 138, Figueroa. So the bronze medal, it could be 2-5. But for attack, I'm afraid it's quite a bit of catch-up, because he's down in 12th place in the ranking because he only made 1 effective snatch at 127. And that, you know, he's playing 127 versus 150.
Right. I mean, here Cesar, a medalist in the snatch, and the first guy to start in the clean and jerk.
Well, he started very conservatively, if you remember, in the snatch phase. He went 133, 140, 141. So coming out here for 133, sorry, 153, I beg your pardon, is to secure the total first off. So that part of the plan has been executed.
Yeah, you know, not to really beat a dead horse, but you know, this is only 12 kilos over what he just snatched, and it looks like the jerk phase is the challenge for him. Let's see if he can hold the next jerk or 2, or you know, if the wall's going to come tumbling down.
294 total sets the target. All the chaps from the B group earlier in the day, the best of those was actually Hasbi Mohammed, who totaled up 287. Actually produced the best snatch in the B group of 162. So technically at the moment, as far as the, sorry, best clean and jerk, I do apologize, the best clean and jerk, he still leads the way.
We now go in
for a while.
155.
This class has really, I think, started to break this pattern of a lot of misses. I think that was really hindering some of the earlier performances, just from a purely enjoyment, positive momentum point of view. Started to see the tide turn, I think, earlier today, and that pattern's continuing happily, I think, now.
First attempt. Cha Kun-jol from
Interested to see where we're going to be at the end of this. Are we going to be, you know, well into the 320s? Could that happen?
Yeah, well, let's see. I mean, Zhao Jing is really the guy, I think, to put heat on the big numbers now. So
What, Zhang Ji?
I'm sorry, Zhang Ji, to really see where we're going to end up in the jerk and the total.
Now Cha. So that's going to move him a little closer to Cesar. He was in 5th place at the halfway stage. He had 138. Cesar had 141. This obviously a 155 gives him 2 kilos of that deficit. He's also lighter than Cesar, so I can see Cha actually going past the Turk very shortly.
Very quick set on that jerk, and boy, he really took his time, and then I would say just barely locked out those legs waiting for that down signal.
Within this period of time,
Technical controller's desk, a vital part. This is where actually you see the chess game. If you could see those numbers being put in there, that's the reaction of the coaches to every different playing card that's put down.
157 kilos, please.
And it should be Diego Salazar coming out, I think, next on 157. And he posted 155, so 157, a couple of kilos up there. So
extremely wide grip. Watch him reset his hands on the jerk. You're allowed to do that. When you clean the bar, you stand up. The lifter's allowed to move his hands out to change the width of that grip. If like Salazar goes really, really wide. Watch the hands now when he stands up. Watch him slide them out. Here comes. One at a time. Super wide. I mean, he gets snatched with a grip like that. And all in an effort to jerk, and you can see he was still leaning back, almost trying to do an incline press with it. Not what you want to do. You need to drive your body under the bar to support a jerk.
So Cesar, interesting, coming out here for a 4 kilo increase.
We expect the jerk to be the challenge for him. Let's see.
And again, worth just emphasizing, I mean, we're well over double body weight.
Yeah.
So these are very decent weights these guys are lifting already.
Yeah, well off the world record, but I mean, yeah, in the scheme of things, absolutely. 62 kilo guy, 157 kilo clean and jerk. See, double body weight is good, but in Bulgaria, the metric they would use is triple body weight. Triple body weight clean and jerk. I mean, there are guys would be really happy with triple body weight squat or triple body weight deadlift. From Bulgaria, if you want to say you're a big gun, triple body weight clean and jerk.
Yeah,
well, he surprised me. I thought the jerk was going to be the tough part for him. He didn't rack the bar. Pulls it, gets under it, whips the elbows around, no cigar.
Salazar now needs to really capitalize on this.
Going to adjust the hands again. You got to give him an A for effort on this watch. Still leaning back a little bit, you know, rather than pushing through right away, but he makes this lift, and he's not really got the ideal physical setup in terms of his body for the jerk phase of this lift, but makes the most of it. Good lift.
158 kilos on the bar.
Kilos, please. Should be a change any moment. Yes. 160, please. 160 kilos.
160 déchargeurs. Umurbeck, Bazarbayev.
We will call 160 kilos. Umurbeck, Bazarbayev from Turkmenistan. First attempt.
Bazarbayev, 160 opening attempt here for Turkmenistan.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
On stage, Urmabek Bazarbayev of Turkmenistan. Welcome to all of you on British Eurosport who are joining us now in the early stages of the men's 62 kilo clean and jerk. And just to do a little recap for those of you who are joining us now, at the halfway stage, the defending world champion Kim Un-guk of the People's Republic of Korea, 150 kilos successfully lifted to give himself a 5-kilo advantage over Zhang Ji of China. Those are the two main contenders. The Turk Bunyamin Sezer, one of two Turks in the competition, 141, who took the bronze medal. And now we'll focus on this, the second attempt for Cha Kum Choi, the second of the two members of the People's Republic of Korean team in this 62-kilo final. 9 3/4 stone. 160 kilos on the bar. This for the lead in the clean and jerk. Happy with that, Randy?
Well, I walked around a little bit. I was watching that left leg, you know, if it would really stop moving, if you really had the bar under control. Let's watch him walk around on the jerk. Works to stand up, pushes hips forward to help him stand up. Tip and drive. Watch the left leg. Does it straighten out? Does it stop? It looks pretty good there.
298 kilos, and that is the leading total score. Cha Kum Choi of the People's Republic of Korea heading towards that 300-kilo mark, but the highest posted entry total coming from Zhang Ji of China, of course, 320. Now, Sezer. Third attempt on 160. Better clean, adjusts. Now it's getting heavy. Was on the shoulders far too long.
Well, I don't want to jinx him, but you know, we said early on maybe the clean jerk wasn't his best lift. Maybe the jerk phase of the clean jerk was the big problem. He opened with 153. Mere, 12 kilos over what he snatched, went to 157, missed the jerk, went to 160, I'm sorry, missed the clean, goes to 160, and really this is horrible just in the sense of not even being close on the jerk, and he knew it. And frankly, there's a guy, you'd say, well, why is he jerking with his hands so close together? Is he making it just harder for himself? Obviously, it bothers him mentally. You can see the way he approaches the lift. He's shaken by the clean and jerk.
So the European champions finished on 294. No medals other than the bronze that he's got in the snatch phase from the first half of the competition. But this is Yi Hun-min, 161, first attempt for Yi, in 7th place at the halfway stage after the snatch.
Yeah, I was watching that one closely. You know, power jerk, and I would say really very soft lockout. You know, if we wanted to be very graceful or gracious about it, the description.
Going to interrupt you, Randy, because the world champion is about to come out on 161. Now, in the first half, of course, went off with that final successful attempt at 150, but was holding and feeding that elbow. Now, this looks like let's get a total on the board first off.
Yeah, he wasn't in for a huge lift even before that, I don't think. But yeah, let's watch the right arm in particular, see if it bothers him.
This is 7 kilos down on what he posted originally to come in at.
I'm sorry, I think the arm looked good. What I meant is he doesn't have a monster clean and and jerk, I don't think. Snatches is better lift, but it is a good point. They were conservative. I think you're right on track with that. They want to get the total. They don't want to lose that great ground that they made on the snatch. So it's a good observation. Lock in the total, get those points, don't gamble, you know, let's get that. Arm looked good, which is the good news, so, you know, it was the 8-minute miracle back there.
Well, that was very much the tester, wasn't it? Yeah, because he's now totally 3:11, and they've just got to judge it carefully now.
Looked a lot better to me. He really doesn't get set up for the jerk, you know, and then power jerks at very wide stance. Power jerk is like quarter squats, sort of like a power clean. It's parallel to that. Arms look good on that one, though. Nice clean. See, very quick set. Barely gets set. Dips, drive, boom, quarter squat under, locked out, good lift.
So in the overall gold medal position is the defending world champion. Currently in silver is Cha Kum Choi, who's about to come out and take his third attempt. And overall bronze at the moment is Yin Hun Min, but there are plenty of people yet to start. So this competition's got some way to go. So Cha didn't have the auspicious start, if you remember, in the snatch phase. Came on stage with too little time, blew the first snatch attempt, but then made amends. 133, 138. He's gone 155 and 160, 162 now to complete his evening's work. That's a real pity for the man who moved up weight categories this season, because that would have given him 300, and everything he's done, you know, at 56 level has been in the sort of 280s to 298s. He did for the first time as a 62 kilo lifter in the Asian Championships.
This guy is just tough on dirt. I mean, look at what he's going through trying to make this lift. His face, I mean, if you saw his knees when he's fighting this and the arms, I mean, he left nothing out of an attempt to make that lift.
He needs time. He's very new to this particular weight category. Now, the Turk who traditionally does better in the clean and jerk. This is Hurshit Tak, 163 on the bar. But of course, he's playing catch up because he was down the card, down the leaderboard. And there's the difference.
Nice lift from start to finish.
So Attack, he brought only 127 kilos forward into this second half. A really poor first half with two failures in the snatch, a 133 and 134. So he's up against it.
But, you know, if you have to have a relative strength and weakness, you'd rather have the relative weakness being the snatch and the strength being the clean and jerk. More weight involved in the clean and jerk, so you can make up ground.
Well, he's moved up from 12th to 6th, and he leads the clean and jerk with 163 at the moment. And now on exactly the same weight, this is Diego Salazar.
Watch the jerk. That's going to be the key part for him.
And Salazar's lighter than Attack, so this would put him into the lead in the clean and jerk. And this is quite a big increase here. This is 6 kilos up.
Whoa, that was his best lift. I mean, in my opinion, I think that one had some certainty to the jerk. Good for him.
Yeah, really good. And as we've said all the way through his performances this evening, you can actually see with him, perhaps more clearly than anybody else, his progression steps towards London 2012.
Well, he pops this jerk. Watch this jerk. Super wide hand position. Always looks to me as if his left hand is out wider than his right. I don't know if it's illusory. Pop. Best one.
Salazar, actually, by lighter body weight, goes into 5th place. He's now ahead of Cesar. And Irawan from Indonesia about to come up. Eko Yuli Irawan, the Universiade champion, won that in Shenzhen this year. Did 170 there, so 165 for his opener. And this man brings forward 139 kilos. So he's very much in the shout, at least for the bronze medals. And needs to get off with a good start here. He's a consistent 170, 175 clean and jerk man, so he should get this. Well, it wasn't as easy as you would have wished, was it?
No, he had to work a little bit to save the jerk, and you know, I would have even gone a little further than that. I would say not only should he make it, I think he should be a factor in the clean and jerk. He's going to be one of the guys that I think who can produce one of the large numbers, but absolutely right. Was cautious, was prudent for good reason in the recovery of the jerk. Watch the back leg as he's bringing it forward, recovering the jerk. You know, he's adjusting, see, stopping along the way. Nice lift, though. I think we're going to see quite a bit bigger number at him tonight.
Yeah, again, I mean, he's 22, plenty of years ahead of him. And the other thing is, I mean, he was an Olympic bronze medalist at 56 kilos. He's had a little bit more experience than, for example, who am I thinking of who's just changed, than Attack. But, you know, he's still getting used to this weight class.
I believe there is another change. 168 kilos.
So 168 kilos, which will be an 8-kilo increase for Urumabek Bazarbayev of Turkmenistan, who's going to come out for his second attempt. That's quite a hefty increase, 8 kilos.
Boy, it says something about his confidence, because this is the guy who really came into the clean and jerk limping. He really was on the ropes in the snatch. Missed his first 2 attempts. 134, went up to 135, made it. You know, I don't know how many people here would have bet on him, even though the crowd was behind him. Makes a nice 160 opener, and here, this is a massive increase, 168.
Well, I just hope that this is a realistic challenge. If he makes it, though, it's a massive improvement. Not bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's going to come back from the snatch. Good, you know, that's why I said earlier, hey, if you're going to be, you know, stronger in one, always pick the clean and jerk. Let some other guy have the snatch. Be the guy who can clean and jerk a lot. Nice lift.
Yeah, and that's 3 kilos up on the clean and jerk that he produced in Antalya. So, you know, the problem, I suppose, is the fact that, you know, he did 133. I mean, he's sort of where he was last year. He had, you know, he's just got to try and make this third attempt count.
And the change is in 170 kilos, please.
Ils sont encore 7 à 170 kilos et plus, c'est énorme.
So the bar going to 170 for Oscar Figueroa Mosquera. 170, and that goes with the 138 that he had. Figueroa, of course, needs to mentally push out of his mind the overturned third attempt in the snatch, where he thought he'd got 140, and so did a good number of people in this arena. It was 2-1 in his favor, but the jury decided that the central referee had adjudicated correctly, and they overturned it, and he lost that, and it dropped him down to 6th place. Well, 170, and he's got 2 more attempts, of course. And it'll be the world champion coming out now to take 170. And the elbow seems to be holding up now. Now, he posted 168 as his first attempt, but dropped that to 161. So this 170, which is a 9-kilo increase, again, it's a really chunky increase here. This is to put him back somewhere where he wanted to be originally before the problem with his right elbow. Drives up well. And that looks pretty good. And 9 kilos takes him to 320 kilos. So that's now becoming a pretty respectable score. 320 kilos is exactly what he actually achieved last year when he won the title in Antalya. But of course, his great rival tonight, Zhang Ji, whose stronger suit is the clean and jerk, yet to start. 320 is well clear of the rest of the field. And Zhang Ji due to come in on 175. Now Figueroa, second attempt. This would give him 308. And that in recent history, in terms of his performances, would be an important milestone. He did 307 when he just missed out on a medal in Goyang in Korea. That was 2 years ago. So this is well ahead of what we've seen from him. Adjusts. Much better technically, got it absolutely right. Feet in line, steady, and that is a good lift. 3 white lights, no question about that. And that's a good recovery there. So 308 kilos, which is going to put him into second place overall. Did that well. And it's Yin Hun Min from Korea out now. 161, and you can see there another man going for a 9-kilo increase. Well, that was the final attempt, so he's left on 297 kilos, and that, I'm afraid, is the end of his lifting for this championship. He's been close to medals, 4th in the Asian Games last season with a total of 309, but not up to that today. 5th in the world last year, 309, and had posted a total of 310, so some 13 kilos off that posted total. So Irawan, now this is up to 171, so this is a 6-kilo increase to take his total to 310. The first one didn't look particularly easy, but as I said at the time there, 170 is a kilo age which he's been consistently achieving. Finding it quite difficult to stand up. Well, he could say deliberate, but he's delivered. 171 kilos. And that's 6 kilos. Is going to take him to 310 and put him up into second place overall. So 171 leads the way at the moment in the clean and jerk. And Zhang Ji from China. Interestingly, he posted 175 as his opener. He has now dropped it by 3 kilos to 172. And remember, he's playing catch-up because he was 5 kilos and body weight behind Kim Un-guk. So this would put him up into second place. This is for 317. Just nibbling into that advantage. His great rival's got 320 on the board already. Very strong overhead. Strong split. Very well balanced, and 172 now has him snapping at the heels of Kim Un-guk. So 320 for Guk, and for Zhang Ji, 317. He's got 2 attempts left, and Kim's got 1. So it is very much nip and tuck, but attack of Turkey. There are plenty of men out here who could be vying for clean and jerk honors here. .182 is the world record. We're 10 kilos away from that at the moment. No, you could just see that he was never stable there from the first phase to the second, and that was a huge increase again, 9 kilos increase to take him to 299. The problem is he's trying to come from so far back, and really, realistically, the only thing that Attack can look at is trying to get a clean and jerk medal, particularly now that he's had that failure. And he's going to have to come out for 172 again. I'm pretty sure about that. And I think he'll be next man out because nobody else is going to have 172. So there's a minute and 37 seconds remaining.
But there are 5 other athletes.
And
173 kilos, please.
in fact, they bought some time. They put the bar up there for Attack, and Bazarbayev's coming in at 173. Currently in 5th place. Now, this is a 5 kilo increase, which would take him to 308. But that wouldn't put him in an overall medal, but it would actually give him the lead in the clean and jerk. So this is the man from Turkmenistan, looking for perhaps a consolation prize, but still a lot of lifters out there. So he's got to make this, and then his destiny is in the hands of others. But where he had so many problems in the snatch phase, only got 1 out of 3. He's got 2 out of 2 for the clean and jerk. Big effort required. No. And the weight telling, the effort telling, and he stays on 303 kilos. But that said, that is better than the 2 major competitions he was in last year. So some consolation, but at the same time, he's only made 50% of his lifts, and that's why he's not up there in the major firing line. So this is where you see him here, just drives up, never gets under the bar. Irawan will be next man out at 173. Irawan currently in overall 3rd place. Onto the stage now. And this will take him to 312 kilos. So just looking, hoping to consolidate his overall 3rd position at the moment. Stays third, stays on 171 for the clean and jerk, in second position in that particular division. And we're coming down towards the climax of this now. Zhang Ji of China leading the clean and jerk, but still 3 kilos behind Kim Un-guk. He is the heavier man. Both men have got one attempt left. Kim Un-guk has posted 175 for his next lift. Zhang Ji 176. But Zhang Ji has 2 attempts left. Kim Un-guk has only 1 card to play, and he's about to play it now on 175. So what he's really going to say here is he's going to extend. At the moment he's 3 kilos ahead. He's going to try and extend that to 8 kilos advantage and body weight. So that would really have Zhang Ji going towards 180. And just worth mentioning here that 180 is only 2 kilos short of the clean and jerk world record set by Li Maoshang in Busan in 2002. That may happen, it may not happen. The focus is on winning the event, and this is the defending champion trying to defend the title he won in Turkey last September, a year ago. Half a minute. Time is not an issue. Drives up. Last attempt. Big effort. Needs to start. No, it got away from him in the front. And the hips were back. And a really good attempt, but it got away from him. And he ends on 320, and now it's all down to Zhang Ji. Really needed that. It would have been great for the competition if he got it. So he's got 320, Zhang Ji's got 317, Irawan's got 310. You just see here when he goes to clean it, gets the clean, chucks it up there. As he goes, the bar just gets away in front of him, and he can't save it. So Figueroa now comes onto the stage. 175 for Figueroa. Now 175 will put him into first place in the clean and jerk. It will give him an extra 5 kilos. He'll go 313. So this is a big lift. This is to go into overall bronze and lead in the clean and jerk. Very good clean. Stronger. Oh, there's a press out. He's not going to get this. He's not going to get this anyway. He couldn't hold it, but he wouldn't have got it anyway. There was a press out on the left arm, whatever, and the opportunity is lost. What a pity. 4th in the world in 2009, and that's where he is right now. 4th in the world in 2011. What a shame. The opportunity was there, the door was open, he just had to go through it. But there you can see, you can't see the press out that happened earlier than that. But the weight just came on him, and now we come back to attack for Turkey, going for 175. He's down in 7th place in the clean and jerk rankings now. Last year, or the European Championships, he did 161. So this is way ahead. Massive personal best. Can he stand up? Yes, he can. No, and again, the hips were behind. The bar went forward, and he stays where he is in overall 10th place, 290. It's a kilo better than he did in the Europeans, but again, the opportunity was there for medals in the clean and jerk. And now we have just 2 lifts to go, and Zhang Ji, the world record holder in the total, has 176 kilos on the bar. That's a 4 kilo increase, and it's the 4 kilos that he needs to win the gold medal. He is the heavier man. He makes this, he takes the title away from Kim. He doesn't, he's still got 1 more attempt. If he does make it, well, the possibility exists for him to finish the competition with a go at the world record, which has stood for 9 years in the clean and jerk. So, 40 seconds to settle, to lock on, to focus. This for the Championship of the World at 62 kilos and for a total of 3-2-1. One more attempt. The drama goes to the final lift. So suddenly, Kim, backstage, Kim Un-guk, could he possibly hold on to the title? Zhang makes the next one. He wins. He loses the third attempt. Kim is still champion of the world. 1 minute and 43 seconds. So it goes to the final lift here in this 62 kilo championship. At the moment, the man in gold is Kim Un-guk, 23 years of age, representing the People's Republic of Korea, a year younger, the lighter man. But this is not now about body weight. This is about lifting the weight, the 176 kilos. Zhang did that in the Asian Games last year when he won with a total of 321, and that's where he's trying to go once again. In the Asian Championships way back in 2008, he actually accumulated 326. In the National Championships this year, actually did a 178 to produce 324, but you can never be sure of exactly his body weight at those National Championships. So, the title is going east. It's going either to the People's Republic of Korea or to China. Cleans are getting harder. Needs to fight for this, and that's what he's doing. Just looking at that, 3 white lights come his way, and China get the gold medal. They won it in 2009, they lost it China in 2010, they've regained it here. And Zhang Ji, at the age of 24, adds the world title to the Asian Championships he won earlier this season. You can see that the clean there was not that easy, but he composed, chucked it. Really good positioning, brings that right foot forward and secures the overall championship. Silver in the snatch, gold in the clean and jerk, and gold overall, and drama right to the very last here. Well, Randy, you said that it was going to come down to the last couple of clean and jerks, and so it did. We were denied perhaps an opportunity to go for the world record. There you can see the situation, 176 there, and 171 to Irawan, who takes the silver in the clean and jerk. Kim Un-guk there, 170, gets the bronze medal in the clean and jerk to go with the gold that he got in the snatch phase there. To what extent that elbow was, he was feeling the elbow, difficult to tell. Just a real pity that he didn't get the 175, because if he'd got the 175, he'd still be champion. I've no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
Now, we still have to wait for the overall results. And here are the overall results on the screen. 321 for Zhang, and equals the total that he produced to win the Asian Games last season. Kim Un-guk has to settle for overall silver, but it's still a very decent performance on 320. And Eko Yuli Irawan gets 310 And then Oscar Figueroa, well, you know, you look at Figueroa, if he got that 175, then he wouldn't be in fourth as he was 2 years ago in Goyang. So twice he's had the opportunity, twice he's been found wanting. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, I'll have... Well, just getting ready for the medal ceremony now, and well, spirits in the Chinese camp will be a little bit higher after the disappointment of their lifter in the women's 48 kilos earlier on in the day. But, you know, I have to say, I think that Zhang was a little bit fortunate today. I'm not going to take away the fact that he, you know, he made the 176, he got the 4 kilos that he needed. But, you know, Kim, you know, within a kilo there. But the man, actually, funnily enough, the guy that I feel sorry for actually is Figueroa. You know, because how many chances do you get onto a world podium? He's had 2 opportunities and he's just missed out. And it would have been nice for the South Americans to have got a medal here.
2 heartbreaking misses, I think, in the clean and jerk. He had one and Kim Eun-guk had the other. Both basically made the lift, lost it when they were recovering. Heartbreakers for both of them.
Yeah.
Both cases were costing Kim a gold and costing Figueroa a bronze.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you've just really got to make the... I guess the difference is, you know, for 3 years, I mean, we have world championships 3 years out of 4. But in the years like 2013 coming up 2014, okay, the pressure's not so much on. So you can play in a different way. But when you come into 2015, which is going to be in your country, in Houston, again, everybody's going to be thinking about 2016 in Rio. So it brings a completely different mindset. Normally in the World Championships, you go for it. But here, actually, funnily enough, you're saying, well, I'm prepared to use this as a stepping stone.
Right. You know, there's this focus on getting the team points. And in a way, maybe you want to minimize errors of commission. You don't want to overstretch. You want to be a little bit conservative in a way because you want to get a high total, get those points. And you're not really grasping so much for world records or maybe the very most that you can do now. And if you're really good, you don't want to tip your hand for next year.
No, absolutely right. So... we begin with the presentations for the snatch phase. The winner, obviously, is Kim Eun-guk. The bronze medal, though, goes to one of 2 Turkish lifters, Bunyamin Sezer, who will get the bronze medal. And
you know, we almost had a very interesting situation here, very unlikely, you know, not something people predicted. You know, China was almost shut out of gold medals today. Almost, you know, but not quite.
Second place in the snatch.
The runner-up in the snatch competition, Zhang Ji, 140, 145, missed on 147, found himself 5 kilos and body weight behind at the halfway stage, so he didn't make his task any easier for himself.
Right. Well, I mean, I lost count of how many guys were going for gold medal position on the jerk. It was like the last 8 attempts or something, right?
Absolutely.
This guy was a hero, in my opinion.
Yeah, Kim Eun-guk, very good first half, 3 out of 3, 140, 145, 150. Can't complain on that. That's 3 kilos up, that 150 on what he did last year. So, you know, at 23, he's still progressing.
Beats up his arm, comes out for clean and jerk. Would have been really easy to throw in the towel, but no way.
What if you
came within a whisker maybe in that third attempt?
Well, Randy, if you're doing shortlist for London 2012, both of those men have got to be on it.
Absolutely.
A third place in clean and jerk goes to Kim.
So we move on to the clean and jerk presentations, and third place goes to Kim Eun-guk, 170.
And so close on 175.
Yeah, well, he's going to get a set of world championship medals. He's going to go home with a gold, a bronze here, and he's going to get the silver overall.
Yeah.
So Eko Yuli Irawan not quite on fire. I thought he might have been more, you know, towards the other 2, but as it is, he's ended up with the silver medal in the clean and jerk and 3rd place overall. So not all is lost.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I actually expected a bit more out of him in the clean and jerk. He lucked out a little bit on that position by those in terms of those 2 close misses at 175.
But he notches up Indonesia's first medal.
Yes.
And
don't mean to be taking anything away from him. He's another guy to watch for next year, in my opinion.
Jean-Paul Bourgaredes, the president of the French Weightlifting Federation, doing the honors there. And there you have the facts and figures. By 5, Zhang. And so to the most cherished of all the presentations and the totals, which is the overall gold medal. And in bronze, though, first of all, this is Irawan.
This is the only medal given in weightlifting in the Olympics, only for the total. No medals for the snatch or the clean and jerk. So here's kind of the dress rehearsal, the real dress rehearsal for London.
Yeah, he did 310, the same as he did in the Universiade earlier this year in Shenzhen. So, you know, he's where he, you know, hasn't really moved in the last 12 months if you just do it strictly on numbers.
Right.
And Kim Ung-guk, well, 320. He won it with 320. Last year, he has to settle for silver here at 320. Boy, it would have been good if he got that if he got the 175.
Not a bad night, though. 5 for 6, right? And
yeah,
his performances.
Yeah, he's one of the guys who, you know, has lost his total, but I don't think he's going to be despondent. And Zhang Ji, well, he might have won it, but he hasn't got rid of his closest rival here.
No, he cannot relax. I mean, they're sniffing on that bumper. They're ready to come around him anytime.
And so the national anthem of China, hopefully this will be the right one, because apparently the one from Kazakhstan was an earlier version which was not appropriate.
Right, but unlike the Kazakh national anthem, we will all recognize the Chinese national anthem because we're so used to hearing it in weightlifting. In fact, should we sing it? You know, we made light of that, but that was actually really unfortunate that they mixed up that national anthem for the Kazakhs.
It was indeed, but it's been a good day's lifting here with a terrific performance in the women's 53 kilos earlier in the day, but we have more lifting for you tomorrow. Just one competition, actually. The ladies have center stage, and it's the women's 58 kilo championship of the world that we'll be bringing to you at 7 o'clock Central European time. That's an hour earlier for those of you on British Eurosport with us, and I do hope that you can spend a little of your early evening with us. From Randy Strossen, from Iron Mind, and myself, David Goldstrom, thanks for your company. I hope you've enjoyed the day. Enjoy the rest of your evening. For now, though, from Randy and myself, bye-bye from the Dome in Disneyland.